Hey guys, welcome back to another reaction video today. Today we're checking out a song by Toussaint. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. To the song Southern Nights. This one is live at Joe's Pop 2009. Today's video has been suggested via Buying Me Coffee by Sound Hypno. Thank you so much, Sound, for the suggestion. Without further ado, let's get to this.
Southern night, have you ever felt a southern night? Free as a breeze, not to mention the trees, whistling tunes that you know and love so.
I love how it details the sound of those piano sound. I love the details in the sound.
Southern skies, just as good even when closed your eyes. I apologize to anyone who can truly say that he has found a better way.
Wow.
Feels so good, feels so good, it's frightening. Wished I could stop this world from fighting. La da da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da da, la da da, la da da.
Nice. Loving it.
Southern skies, have you ever felt the southern sky? Right on cue. This piece is about growing up, being born in New Orleans, and taking rides out in the country on some weekends with my father. He'd pack us up in the car and take us for a ride out to visit the old folk in the country who never would come to the city. They wanted nothing to do with the city except us, so we came to them. My father thought we had to go to know where we came from, to know where we were going. We didn't care about his philosophy, but we loved the ride. But we'd take that ride, and as we'd ride out of town, the further we get out of town, the further and further the houses were apart. After a while, they were very far apart. I mean, a long distance, like a shotgun apart, you know. Maybe that was the point, you know. And they were all the same color, those old houses in the country. They were all gray. And they had this same old gray boards. In fact, all these houses, I think, they were never new. They were built old.
Built old.
And they all had this long porch all the way across the front. Little short porch, 2 steps, and you're on the porch.
I can picture it in my head.
And we just loved it though. And on the ride out there, we'd see things we didn't see in
The cities.
the city. We'd see cows moving about, horses, pigs, chickens strutting around with all their parts intact, you know. Not a bucket of wings or nothing like that, you know. And we'd pull up in front of acreage out there, and they'd be waiting for us on the porch, and they talk that really funny talk out there. They talk that Creole talk. Some of them spoke no English at all. They just talked that Creole. And them who spoke the English, sometimes they had such an accent you didn't know what they were talking about. You just had to look at the eyebrows that went up. They were angry. But we loved it. And they'd be waiting on the porch. Angie, they had them funny names. Angie, Tanana, Uncle Edward, Uncle Moe. And we'd jump out and run and have a wonderful time.
Beautiful memories.
And we'd see wells with water in it. And outhouses. I know no New Yorker don't know what an outhouse is. I know you do. But we loved it out there. My brother Vincent, my sister Joyce, my mother Naomi Neville, and my father Clarence, and we'd be out there. And in the evening, in the country, after everyone had eaten, we'd all gather on that front porch, that little short porch. And this was before children owned the world. We sat at the lowest level down there. And Angie and Cousin Nenny sitting in the swing over here swinging, and Uncle Moe and Uncle Edward over there lighting up, legally lighting up, you know.
Yeah.
Cigars and pipes and stuff like that. And they'd be talking, and as I'd hear these old folk talking, it was wonderful, because I knew that everything that was important in the whole world was on this porch. I felt warm and safe and very much loved, and everything was peaceful and nice. And I knew that there was someone on this porch who could do something about anything in my life that I needed to know or needed. And as we'd sit out there, it began to get dark. And as the daylight would give into the night, there was no electricity out there, no running water, no gasoline. So without electricity, quiet was very, very quiet. And we loved it. And as I would look up into the trees, by there being no electricity, there were no street lights, so the moonlight would really show off. And I'd look through the trees, and those leaves that were facing the moonlight would have little silver lights on them. And as the wind would blow through that, those little lights would twinkle on and off. It was absolutely beautiful. I was in the right place. And every now and then, a big gust of wind would come up, and those lights would really carry on. And everyone would just shut up and look at it, because it looked like it was doing it just for us. It would calm down again. And we see the hierarchy really at work at a time like that. A very old lady, the matriarch of all, would sit in a rocking chair, rocking real slowly, with her eyes just about closed. She would never say anything. She just rocked slowly. And for some reason, I guess it had to do with the dark, but the old folk would begin to tell these gory tales and say things that I didn't know what to make of it. Like Angie would say, I heard old John riding that old mule on the other side of the levee last night. And I hollered to him, I said, John, is that you? I hear you cussing that mule. He was cussing like a sailor. I said, you better stop whipping that mule. And Uncle Edward would say, woman, that man been dead 10 years ago. What you talking about? She said, you can believe that if you want, but he said he's going to visit you next week. And I was a little boy. I didn't know grown folk lied yet, you know. So that was very real to me. But it didn't matter, because nothing could happen to me, not here.
Felt safe. Memories.
And that old rocking chair would stop, and that old lady would reach down slowly side her chair and pick up something, a little strange looking flask, and unscrew the top off it and take a little hit. And then screw the top back on and sit it back down, and everything would start up again. And everyone would breathe a sigh of relief. The story is forever and it's still going on, but what makes it important today is what inspired this song. Southern night, have you ever felt the southern night? Southern skies, have you ever felt the southern sky? Its precious beauty lies deep beyond the eye, and it goes rushing through your soul like the stories told of old. Oh man, he and his dog, they walked the whole land. Every flower touched his cold hand. As he slowly walked by, the weeping willow would cry for joy. It would cry for joy. Mysteries like this and many others in the trees, they all glow in the night, in the southern skies, in the southern sky. Thank you.
I want to listen to this one every day and all day long. Just imagine, I don't know, sitting down and just sitting right in front of this man with his piano and hearing him tell these stories. Hearing him talk about anything at all would be so satisfying. He's got such a peaceful voice, such a kind voice. You just want to listen to him all day. It's incredibly moving, you know, how he talked about his childhood. Those memories that's just living in his head rent free. Such beautiful memories. A place he would call home. A place where he felt safe. While he was telling his story, I just kept picturing his and also remembering mine, you know, going to the grandparents, you know, for Christmas, having all the cousins come home and the house is so full, you know, with different smell of Christmas, sitting around a bonfire telling stories under the moonlight. Us kids just running around and chasing ourselves. Such beautiful memories. But the sad thing is you can never go back. The moment you leave, you can never go back home because of those people that made nights like that special are gone. So whatever you do, you've got to enjoy it because it's not going to be there forever. This is such beautiful and heartfelt song. The way he played that piano, the way he told the story, it's all so personal, it's so beautiful. While he was telling the stories with his eyes closed, I'm pretty sure he was picturing this whole event again. He was reliving that whole moment and seeing the faces of those aunts and uncles, those cousins on the swing, the smell of the breeze. He could feel it again. This was so beautiful to watch. Absolutely beautiful to watch, and I totally enjoyed it. Got such a wonderful voice, and the way he played that piano was just incredible. Thank you so much for this, guys, for watching the video too. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, do not hesitate to give me a big fat thumbs up. Consider hitting the subscribe button as well. Until then, stay safe, be kind, and bye.